Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch some more Vinland Saga. Last time we had the battle on Kettle's farm and some comments about it. Let's go ahead and see what people got to say. Sorry, I know, I'm getting my order of operations like completely out of
It's
whack.
not that. I just the I thought you were just gonna finish the next time, and then you went right to comments.
So,
You're gonna get
High
us into a
Priest.
car crash. Is all I'm gonna say.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna be that guy who like gets off at the last second from the highway, you
Yeah,
know?
no, it's like this is my exit. No, wait, it's not. You're gonna swerve, swerve, and then right down into the middle concrete thing.
hmm There you go. But High Priest says, Snake's telling the truth about Kettle. Those flashbacks you guys are remembering were just visual embellishments of Thorgil was telling the tale of Iron Fist Kettle. So even Thorgil believes his dad was once a badass, but has since lost his edge. I really love the imagery of Arnheid's dream, especially Thorfinn and Einar being represented as a wolf and a stag. Yeah, no, I actually did not catch that last little bit, like that. Thorfinn and Einar were the two animals. I was too focused on like the rest of it and just how nice it
I
looked.
mean, I thought it was just a metaphor, right? It's a metaphor for the world, or at least what
Yeah,
the edge of life is, or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
how would you know, right, that that's Thorfinn and Einar?
Right. It's entirely what Arne's impression of the world is and what's happening to her, because of course, again, metaphorical, right?
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is that apparently it's clear to High
Mhm.
Priest what it is. So, is that just High Priest's interpretation, or is that the interpretation of the entire Vinland Saga watching audience? And we're just
Ah,
not picking up on it.
that well, maybe he's just smarter than us. You know, you heard it here first. If you watch Vinland Saga, you're smarter than those Rick and Morty people. But let's go ahead and do our last time, which was actually, yes, was the Battle of Kettle's Farm. So, Kettle gathered his men, numbering around 350, mostly ragtag recruits, to defend the farm without revealing who they will be fighting until they are all gathered together. Canute's forces arrive in 4 ships and offer Kettle an ultimatum to surrender his lands and leave without bloodshed, but with Thorgil on his side, Kel decides to fight. Snake observes that they are up against 100 of the best fighters in Denmark, including the Joms Vikings, and realizes that they cannot win. However, he decides to fight for the debt he owes Kettle, and with a few experienced men decides to accompany him. As the battle begins, Thorfinn, Einar, and Leif leave in a cart with Arnheid, who briefly regains consciousness. As Canute's forces push forward with little resistance, Thorgo circles around through the water and approaches King Canute from behind, while the terrified and cowardly Olmar turns his back and retreats. I think that's a bit of an embellishment. I think Olmar literally could not swim the whole distance.
No, I never took it to mean he couldn't swim the whole distance. I even
I
thought we said
hmm.
during it that I thought he just swam in a different direction.
Right, but I guess I interpreted that statement as Almar got it wrong because he's bad at this, not Almar is intentionally trying to leave. I also just assumed Almar is just bad at this. He tried his hardest, complained that he was failing, and failed.
Well, regardless of that, I think the real question here, Griff, is that we need to make a bet.
Oh yeah?
Or at least we should figure out if we're on different sides of the field. Do you think that Thorgil can kill Canute?
I think it's entirely possible. Like,
Oh,
Canute is
the
not
maybe answer is what you're gonna
yeah.
give me.
Well, I gotta think about this because there's two separate questions here. Is he capable of doing it, and will it happen, right?
I said, can he?
Well,
Can
I mean,
he
like
is
the
different.
ultimate test is does he?
Well, I'm saying you're saying there's two questions here, and I'm saying no. I'm only asking one of those two. I said, can he, not will he?
If it came to a one-on-one fight between Canute and Thorgil, I'd say Thorgil comes out on top, like obviously, right? But we got Lieutenant Surge with Canute. What's his name again?
I don't know who
The guy with the
Lieutenant
blonde hair.
Surge is.
The guy with the blocky blonde hair who leads the Joms Vikings.
Oh, well, that's not Floki, is it?
Yes, it is. It is Floki. You're right.
You just caught me off guard with Lieutenant Surge because I've never heard that before.
Really? Because I did that one a good bit.
I don't remember once.
I don't think we've actually really seen Floki fight before.
Floki
He's
fight?
always been, yeah. We've only seen him commanding. We've only seen him just like kind of vibing out. He's supposed to be a big cool warrior. This could be it. I guess technically we saw Floki fight first episode in the flashback with
Maybe?
yeah, on the boat with Thor's. Thor's goes overboard and pretends to die. Floki is fighting
I
there.
thought that was another guy.
I'm pretty sure it was
I
Floki
mean, I know
because
the scene
Floki
you're
is the one who's
talking
angry
about.
at Thor.
I know you're talking about the scene you're talking about because it's the one where Thor takes like an arrow or two to his
Mhm.
chainmail, and then it's when he falls off the boat in the middle of the thing. I just don't remember Floki being in the fight. I think
Yeah.
Floki sails in later, like next episode.
I think of all things, Floki is the soft antagonist for the entire series.
Well, no, he's the servant the entire series. He's always serving whoever's in charge.
Right, but he's the one like instigating a lot of actions that like ripple down back towards Thorfinn here.
You are talking about Floki, right? Floki has
Yes.
instigated nothing this entire show.
Loki
Literally,
literally hired people to kill Thors and kicked off the entire season.
askeladd hired people to kill Thors.
Askeladd was the one who was hired.
Floki has
I think you're
done
misremembering.
no. Well, I'm maybe misremembering on this one particular issue about askeladd, but Floki has just been doing what he's been told to do the entire show, and has taken like no direct action that I can recall for anything. It's literally been Floki, march these guys this way. Yes, sir. Marches them. Floki, go get Thor's for this thing. Yes, sir. Sails into wherever Thor's house was. He's just been going places. He's done nothing.
Which is why I say like he's the soft antagonist because like he hasn't come directly into conflict with people. It's always been like the orders he gives to other people cause problems for other people, and he's been at a immense distance from everybody else
I
for
think
the most part.
you're elevating him up on a pedestal that he doesn't deserve.
But I'm
He is a nameless guard in any other situation. It's just the
well,
fact the show decided to name him is the only reason he's got anything.
Well, I mean, like, here's the scene that we have set up here, right? We have Canute, we have Floki, and we have Thorgil, all set up for like a immediate little assassination fight. Canute is not going to win the fight. Floki has to step up, and Thorgil has been built up for like the last like 5, 6 episodes, right? To be a interesting person on supposedly the side we're hoping maybe doesn't lose immediately.
So is your ultimate answer yes, you think Thorgil will kill Canute?
I think Thorgil and Floki are going to fight, and it entirely depends on how much the show wants to tap Floki and like do something really interesting with him. The less interesting Floki is, the more likely Canute dies.
Floki
That
hasn't
that's the
been
lever I'm seeing.
Floki has not been interesting the whole show, is my point has been up until now. Like I said, he is
Which is
just
why I'm saying they could drop something right now.
he's the nameless guard that has a name for some reason.
I guess I guess we just gotta see how it pans out then. I'm not gonna take a bet today. I don't feel confident in the analysis. So, anything else I want to go ahead and go over before we get started?
Is Wolf there?
Um, is Wolf there? I guess he's with the rest of the fighters. I mean, that's all I can think of. I don't have a specific memory of where he was. I know Snake's up there, so I guess Wolf has to be.
Why would Wolf be anywhere near Snake?
I'm sorry, I must be like misinterpreting. everyone in Snake's group has like an animal name, right? So I assumed Wolf was a part of that group.
I mean, I don't know that for sure. I assume so, but Wolf's not part of that group.
Okay. I guess we just gotta find out. I don't remember. All right. So I guess with that, let's go ahead and get started and get watching. Before we do, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you watch more shows like this unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra.
Click the link down below, join the Discord, meet the rest of the community, why not?
Oh, Canute's already dead. Whoops, should have taken the bet.
13人殺したそこらのアホに比べりゃ自分は強い方だと思ってる殺しは楽しい生きがってるやるるのガキあの顔ときたら
I don't know who we're talking through here.
Yeah, I don't recognize the voice immediately.
俺の目の前にいる
Oh,
Wow.
no, okay.
Fox, no wonder. Yes, I remember the names correct.
Ah, good, a horrors of war section.
Man, imagine if Gundam was written this way.
Oh gosh, that guy like had the hops. He was enjoying it. I love that little animation. Badger lost a hand. He's dead.
I mean, I think Badger's probably dead.
Yeah.
Blood loss.
Badger, that's just the adrenaline talking.
I mean, you might as well just let him.
The guy going all right was way too excited for this.
They're farmers.
Oh, he got off his horse. He's doomed now.
I was gonna spit in his face and let him slice you in half.
少しは俺たちみたいな貧乏人の気持ちが分かったかいどんな理不尽な仕打ちでもあんたは王様に逆らっちゃいけなかったんだ俺たちがあんたに従ったようにな
Oh, there we go. Got some classism right here. Let's go.
It's not classism. He literally said while you were saying that might makes right. That's not classist. The barbarian over the hill is might makes right. Not the noble family has more money than you.
Yeah, I thought they were supposed to capture him.
That's fucking Wolf. See?
Ah, there he is.
今ケティルとおぼしき者が私の部下に倒されました
不手際だな捕獲しろと命じたはずだ
あ申し訳ございません陛下確認してまいります
Wolf was the guy who taught Canute how to fight.
それも命令違反だ。不老機に追撃するなと伝えよ。
はっ。
Wolf is also a better fighter than Canute, since Canute had to let Wolf get distracted in order to beat him.
なんか知らんが中主張が離れた。チャンス。
Two dudes with spears, though.
And had you asked me, I would have said if Wolf is there, then Thorgil would not have won.
後で遺族に引き渡し。
The fact that Wolf is literally running away right now, or walking away.
クルート見印もらった。
Unfortunately, for our betting purposes, they cheated there, because I remember they were on the beach last time in a different arrangement of people.
Nah, still about the same.
Uh,
Canute was lined up with a bunch of other people with the boats behind him, facing towards the fight. The fact that there's a hill there doesn't change anything, and we really didn't see anything to denote that there wasn't a hill there. Given our point of view was literally almost isolinear, not isolinear, isometric. Was about isometric down the hill towards them.
Yeah, I guess with both shots we were looking back out towards the ocean and didn't like quite get that feel. Oh well. I wanna say like with what we just saw, like Canute's dead, right?
I was going to say the absence of proof isn't the proof of absence.
I know. Like, Canute looks dead, but that's a cliffhanger. Like, they gotta like cut it and like do something.
I mean,
Wolf,
it doesn't look like he's
comes running
dead.
back.
He's literally in midair about to swing.
I know, right? It's like, I know, like, logically he's got to, but narratively, someone's got to intercept
Well,
him
no,
now.
there's still the two guards beside him that could, lean the spears in. Because
Oh, that's
anything
very
could happen.
true.
It's not like Kettle, who both got reported to be dead, and probably we saw die.
Yeah, his helmet went flying and everything. No, he protected himself.
トールゲお前どこから。
Yeah, so much for the spear, guys. Oh, from hell.
Yeah. Damn it, Thorgil, stop being cool.
まさか俺の剣を受け止めるとは。
Man, you ain't got time to talk. Just keep going.
Man's not wearing armor, doesn't he have a shirt, and he's just full of confidence.
刺激でくじいたか。
いいぞ。はは。それでこそ大将首ってなんだぜ。
Oh, you can see he doesn't have any other weapons. Nope.
遊んでやりてえのは山々だが、すみませんな。ちと時間がねえ。改めて見印ちょうだい。
Damn, just instant win like I thought.
Hey, it's Wolf, just like I said.
It was gonna do more than that, man.
Yeah, I would say go for the eyes, just like the mountain and that other guy from Game of Thrones fight, right?
We are literally going back to season 1, just being as brutal as possible.
Oh god, I think when you can pull somebody from the inside of their skull, they should probably be dead. That hand's useless.
Yeah. Come on, kill 20 more people.
深追いするな、ウルフ。そなたも重傷だ。世の油断もあったが、それ以上にあやつ大胆な男だ。再び部下に欲しいな。
He just going into the ocean.
I mean, the fact he sliced through that wrist all the way.
There's a chance of it healing, but not today.
No way. He's got no ligaments left there anyway. Also,
誰だすん
that's a particular vein right there he cut through.
Right, they've been cut. They haven't been like lost. So like maybe they have a chance to rejoin.
No,
maybe.
Griff, that's modern day, I would think. There's no chance. This is
Again.
then.
I don't got a PhD. Don't listen to me.
You're spewing nonsense.
あの兵隊ども
All I got is
旦那の顔
optimism.
を知らなかったみてえだな運がいいぜあんたなあクソ重ってえな死んで楽になろうなんて思うなよ旦那敗軍の将の責任取ってもらうぞ鉄拳ケティル
What are you doing?
He just got completely ignored and left behind. That's all.
Yeah, but you would lay on the ground, just pretend to be dead.
村を焼かれた時の音
Thorfinn, you're kind of standing on her, by the way.
戦争をしてるのね
大丈夫心配いりません俺たちはもう奴隷じゃないこの農場を去るん
Yeah,
です
dead people don't tend to be.
あれは俺たちとは関わりのない戦です
ここを去ってどこに行くの
わしの村へ行こ
Darn it, Leaf, you were supposed to say
う
Vinland.
いいところだ
そこに奴隷はいますか戦争はありますか
かつて争いはあったこれから先ないと言えば嘘になるだろう
私は行かないわ
There we go. The depression is setting in.
違うところに行くの
Well, remember, she's only supposed to be saying her final words anyway.
ガルザル
Yeah, I actually thought she was already dead.
待ってもらってるのお礼を言いたかったからありがとうエイナルさんトルフィンさんありがとうずっと悪夢の中をさまよっているみたいだった一人きりででも
I feel like the true note of the show is almost nihilistic.
A little bit. It's really
朝の
the show really hammers home like the terrible awfulness of stuff before like very gently reminding us like, oh yeah, by the way, good stuff.
お話
ダメだアルデイさん気をしっかり追ってくれアルデイさんアルデイさんお腹の子子供を守るって言ったじゃないですか
Gentle reminder, Einar has lost everyone in his entire life.
この子はもう行ったわ
So thanks for that reminder.
みんな死んだわ大切な人はみんなこれ以上生きて 何になるの？もうここには何も。なぜ生きなければならないの？
俺はだって俺はあなたを
Look, I don't like you, Einar, but
姉さん
you're not that much, and you're also her choice, I guess, also.
昔
How long has CPR been a thing?
死者を蘇らせる術だ。
Good question, but
エイナル、話しかけろ。大声で。
this is definitely not the show where the tears of the Pokemon bring people back to life here.
俺はあなたが大好きなんだ。あなたが必要なんだ。また俺の話で笑ってくれ。生きてまた一緒に生きてくれ。生きてくれよ。
She said her piece, man.
Yeah, again, like we were just saying, this show is entirely just about darkness here.
It's not even
Right
about
now.
darkness. She wanted to pass away. Why shouldn't she be able to? It's not even a matter of she's dying anyway or Einar's desires. It's where she wanted to be anyway. And to be a little bit honest here, Einar in his final moments with Arnheid tried to guilt her into being alive, which is not great either. I do not appreciate that motive.
Look, sometimes you need some kind of motivation, but it's all he had.
Right, but she chose death. And trying to guilt her back to life is very... that's evil.
大海の向こうにヴィンランドという名の土地が
What?
ある。
It's the Vinland Saga title drop.
暖かく
You fucking can't be doing to this now.
奴隷商人も戦の炎も届かない。
Also, fuck you if she comes back to life all of a sudden for this.
きっとあなたも
No, not after that, no.
アルネイズさん、俺たちと一緒にそこへ行こう。ヴィンランドに平和な国
This
を
better just be like Vinland as a metaphor for heaven again.
Kinda is. A leaf with 1,000-yard stare, like, wait, I don't even remember Vinland, what was that?
No, leave this kid remembers the story I told him from long ago.
お前らか。
Through everything he's been through.
なんでまだこんなところにいるんだ。
Einar's about to go kill him.
よせ、エイナル。
Einar didn't see all the fighting from before.
お前がアルネイさんを殺してやる。
やめろ、エイナル。旦那を殺しても何にもならない。
Interesting to note that Thorfinn still considers him a master.
そうか、アルネイズが。
目を覚ませ、エイナル。お願いだ、エイナル。
Ah, Vote broke the bow piece again.
Oh, you can kill anybody.
らを殺したって収まりはしない。怒りが怒りを呼んで次々に人が死ぬだけだ。
Although, if you let the anger beget more anger, I hear it will make you stronger.
その地獄の中
As such is the power of the dark side.
頼む。エイナル、
Look, someone pops up using force magic here, I'm done, alright?
かからないでくれ。
Oh,
And
good.
here's Thor. Oh, I thought we were going back to Thorgil. Omar, maybe? No.
親父、分かっとる。船出の
Oh, that's interesting. Fake Thorfinn considers Leaf dad. Or calls him dad, anyway. I know he's adopted, but it's
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard him say it before.
They definitely have behaved as such before.
Kami はこうしている今も我々を見ていらっしゃるのだろうな。
Well, to a Viking, you would say, which one?
友を失い、親と子が殺し合う。そんな様のすべてを天空の高みから見下ろしておられるのだろう。
Yeah, we said heaven, so it must be the one.
Yeah, this has got to be like the scene that clinches everything. What is Thorfinn going to take away from all this now?
Well, if it's like the Sunset Limited, it would be
トルフィン、
the sound of our suffering must be the sound most pleasing to his
ま
ears.
たんか。何をするつもりだ。
クヌートに会いに行く。旦那はまだ生きてた。捕まってもいない。決着がついてないんだ。
Oh, now this is some pure craziness. Let's go.
バカな、すぐにわしとここを離れるんだ。なぜお前がそこまで
Must you make Leaf suffer more?
トルフィン。今度こそお前をアイスランドに連れて帰らせてくれ。
We were so close, Thorfinn. Just get on the boat. Get in the mech, Shinji.
昔話してくれたよね。俺たちのご先祖様は逃げて戦いを逃れてアイスランドにたどり着いたって。あの時はかっこ悪いってそう思ったけど、今はすごく誇らしく思う。
The national enemy of Iceland, apparently.
クヌートは100人前後の兵しか連れていなかった。どんなに悪く転んでも生きて戻るだけならなんとかなる。
Wait, is Thorfinn literally saying I can take 100 right there?
Man, I didn't think so before he said that. I thought he was just gonna go talk to Canute.
いつでも船を出せるようにして
But I had no idea how he was gonna slip in past all the guys, but
必ずアイスランドに帰るぞ。トルフィン。
we shouldn't
boy.
rename this show to Leaf's Bad Day. I mean, it would make more sense than Vinland Saga at this point, but I mean, the fact that Leaf just can't get Thorfinn.
He's been
Take him
having a
back.
bad decade, man. Oh, geez, but that is setting up for. We gotta have like a nice big heart of the show episode next time. I'm actually kind of excited.
What episode are we on?
This was 20, season 2.
So 4 more episodes.
Mm-hmm.
About a month of our recording time.
Oh yeah.
So
They got us.
probably enough time for the big fight scenes and conversations. Probably an episode left at the end to figure out what we're still doing, since the story doesn't end here. Like I think they said there's like enough for 2 more seasons worth of stuff.
They've definitely set up enough to pay off that long.
I mean, if you say so. They've certainly set up enough reasons to commit suicide at this point if you're a character in the show.
They've built up all of the darkness. We gotta go back to reasons why Thorfinn wants to live. He barely got one this season.
Yeah, see, is there going to be a next time? Sometimes there is.
Oh, that's not good.
Yuki.
Alright, yeah, he seems to just be walking in, so they're letting him get there.
Random unarmed slave who doesn't look like they could take on 20 dudes. Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Well, I assume it has something to do with Snake bringing Kettle to, like, pay for what he's done here. Because Kettle still has to, like, surrender or whatever. Or be surrendered for. So maybe he's marching in when that's happening. Also doesn't seem like he stopped to get weapons or anything. So maybe it is just conversation like, hey, you remember me. You sold me into slavery. But also...
It's going to be a battle of the minds between Thorfinn, Canute, and Canute's father's head.
I mean, it depends.
He's been hanging around all season. He's got to say a few lines here at the end, right?
Well, I think that Canute's father's head was more towards pushing him towards these events than it is to be like the grasshopper that's your consciousness. He's
well, that's
been
what Thorfinn is.
No.
Wait, I think we have a setup where Canute's father's head is literally the devil on the shoulder, and Thorfinn's gonna come in, he's gonna try being like the angel on the other shoulder, and just gonna be a battle for Canute and what he wants to do and who he wants to be. With Thorfinn trying to remind him.
I think we're done with the head. I don't think the head's coming back. I think the head was just the whole shadows of the past sort of thing, and then Thorfinn is a literal shadow of the past. You don't need the metaphorical one anymore. Plus, the head was just leading us towards this final destination, not a in the moment thing. Also, it only appears to him when he's alone. He's clearly not alone.
He could get more insane. Let's see what else though. So I think
Well, we also saw Snake and company. Sorry, Fox and company back at the encampment. Looking at all the dead, and also Thorgil's showdown with Omar.
Oh, right. He's got one more fight to go through there.
Well, just that Omar shows up, and we saw them standing right in front of each other, so...
Yeah, their conversation is going to be very interesting. I have no idea how that's going to turn out. What does Omar want right now?
Well, Thorgil tried to use Omar as a bait, so... The fact that he's not dead is the surprise, and I guess the fact that he didn't see them there, where he was supposed to fucking show up, would be the symbol that, hey, you chickened out. But also, I guess the fact that wherever Thorgil winds up, Olmar's there, which either means Olmar circled back around to go back home, or Thorgil, in his attempt to run away, ran to wherever Omar ran away, which would be, I guess, a shared family thing.
Yeah. But I guess I gotta ask again, what do you think Almar wants now?
To get away. I think I indicated that with the whole he ran away thing.
Well, I meant like in a broader sense. Like he spent the entire
season. Who
season.
cares? Is my point to that one. Who fucking
Well,
cares what Omar's ultimate
be-
fantasy is? He's a fuckwit. Get rid of him.
because it determines like how that fight's gonna go or why it's
Doesn't
happening.
determine anything. If it's a fight, then Thorgil wins. It doesn't matter how that fights. What do you think will happen if a fight happens with Thorgil and Omar? It doesn't matter if his hand doesn't work anymore either.
I don't think they're going to kill each other.
I think if a fight happens, one of them will kill the other one, and it's not the small wimpy dude who's gonna win. I don't care what his ultimate desires are in life or anything. He's a fuckwit that has messed up everything that he's ever been involved with, and in fact led to this whole fight at the farm.
Alright, so let's talk about the other dead characters since you think Omar's already there.
I don't think he's already there. You just think the fight's about to happen and that his ultimate desires have anything to do with what's going to happen there. I'm just saying.
I mean, you're the one who said it was a fight.
You said it was a fight. I've been bringing up the fight thing because you said, but if they get into a fight. And I said, if they get into a fight, it doesn't fucking matter. He's dead.
Yeah. They can have a fight about something, and it has to be about what Omar ultimately wants at this point, because he spent the entire season trying to get, like, respect and strength and honor and stuff, and he's reached a critical point where obviously he's never getting any of that, and he's completely failed. So he has to want something else now in his life.
There is a category of character of which I give no fucks about. Kettle, I don't care what his motivations are anymore.
Yeah.
Omar, who gives a shit? Sergei's son from Gundam 00, for example. Don't give a shit. I don't care what their motivations are. All I want to see is bad things happen to them.
Oh, there you go, everybody. You heard it first. They just want them all to die.
Bad
this is
things
the series
happen to
for it.
those that deserve it, Griff.
So, speaking of everybody dying, I think I can only name like one or two other shows that literally go through every stage of somebody being of someone dying. Of like everyone being around there, everyone mourning, last words, the literal burials, the grief and anger at other people. I don't see this in other shows. Usually it is just kind of like pushed past or like used as like a very brief motivation to like win a fight or something.
Made in
right?
Abyss.
Made in Abyss is like one of the two that comes to mind right there, because Made in Abyss is entirely a show about suffering. Can we think of like another one that even goes this far?
Well, the problem is now we're relying completely on memory. Because unlike you, I can't quick scroll over to our completed list of shows that we've watched. Jeez. Let's see. Not High Card, obviously. Summertime
High Card
Render,
refuses.
no. Well, maybe. No, technically, no. Because the moment people die, they just go back in time again. Obviously, not Tokyo 24th Ward, not Mob Psycho, not Gundam 00, not Witch from Mercury, not Iron Blood Orphans. Maybe I don't think we saw anybody get buried. Hell, people barely died in that show.
There were two in that show.
They are buried under their words. Let's say I'm clear. Sabaki Bisco? No, because he came back to life for some reason.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
What else was there? Let's see. We started from our two first shows. We did the Gundams.
Yeah,
I never remember every overlay I've ever done. Ranking of Kings? No. No. Well, maybe Ranking of Kings.
It's got some of the brutal fights in there. It does have
No. Follow me now. It
Yeah.
didn't happen all at once or sequentially in an episode, but we've
Yeah.
seen basically every step of Boji's mother's death, burial, and then even Boji going back to the grave. It just happens to, like a flashback in episode 1, a flashback in episode 6, a flashback. We've seen every step of the way. We just didn't see it all together.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point. So that brings us up to our two examples then. That's kind
Three.
of it. It's a stretch otherwise, because naturally involving a lot of brutality, violence, and death is actually a little uncomfortable normally, so they don't put it into shows. I mean, I think we could probably say all of our show of Made in Abyss is, oh god, this is terribly uncomfortable. Oh, all the suffering, but it's so good.
Well, I don't know. You're the one that laughs at it, so
Yeah,
you're the
yeah.
Joker in this situation.
Did I ever tell you how I got these anime scars?
And I ever tell you how I got these scars?
There we go. But yeah, no, I like the way that the show has been dealing with it from like the very beginning, where uh the way it wants to portray like the terrible violence of the world is very, very on point, and is specifically building up the entire show's point the entire way, and they stay like completely on message with it. And I think that's just good writing right there. I think this has like been a fun show just because they keep it up. It's
Well, I
shown us things
say,
we
like
don't
you
get
said,
elsewhere.
it feels very nihilistic almost, in that nothing matters.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, like, nothing that they said to Ironhide mattered, because whatever Ironhide had already decided to do is what was happening. I mean, not that Ironhide herself had any option in it, she was dying. But even if she chose to, like, fight to live, she chose not to. And, Einar guilt-tripping her into trying to live is not a good visual from me, anyway. And
I'm not gonna put like too much blame on Einar there. That's like it's a very typical thing to like see in any narrative for someone like at the last moment to like say that and like the desperate brid to like give them something to
oh
live
no,
for.
not the I love you bit. I mean the think of your baby thing, and it's like, oh yeah, my baby's dead. It's like
Mhm.
that wasn't great, and it was just a guilt trip into try to survive. Not,
Einar is a simple farmer struggling to find reasons to live, and he's just like, that's all the two I got.
but I mean also he's never said any of this shit to Arnheid before either. So it's just
Mhm.
like your final confession of love while she's dying is selfish from from your perspective, right? Not from his perspective, but from his
You
side.
say it now or you never get to. You know, that's actually no, that's even part of the point, right? If he said
So
it
what?
at any time sooner, right?
My point here, Griff, is so what? She's the one dying. You can live with that shit. Let her pass without your baggage.
I think
Your
maybe
your death is not the reason for me to unload. I would also
I
say
think
my whole nihilistic argument also comes from the fact that this
Mhm.
is a show that takes place 1,000 years ago, trying to
Yeah.
approach the sensibilities of pacifism and a world without strife,
Mhm.
who we 1,000 years in the future know not. So the futility of existence is really being pushed upon us here.
Mhm. Let's see. Yeah, that we already have the future vision. We know things don't get better for a long while, and in fact, they still aren't really any better.
Ever. That's why I'm saying it's a nihilistic point of view that the futility of existence is not measured well.
So I would go ahead and say that still may be a point in the show's favor here, because we can immediately draw a comparison, put ourselves in that same point with the characters, and say, alright, the world is still literally filled with constant war, violence, suffering, horrible, awful shit. What do we do and how do we feel about that now? And the show has 4 more episodes to hit a home run here.
Well,
To
because ultimately the show has to be character based, which
Mhm.
means that even if you're trying to present a message,
Yeah.
that you still have to write a character into the show, which means that the
And we've spent
characters.
the whole season building up Thorfinn. We got him now. He's an actual person. He's got motivation, and he's got to have now like this entire reasoning behind his philosophy that he has to specifically argue to Canute and somehow come out on top with it. And
What I
that's
meant
like going to
was
be,
what
if that ends up perfectly, this is going to be the best show
what
ever.
I meant was that the characters have to have resolution.
Mhm.
So no matter what your message is, that the characters also have to resolve their situations, whether that be that they die or that they escape or whatever. They still have to leave you with something, and then doubly so if you want to pull them into a third season, which means that you also have to leave some sort of hanger, like season 1 ended with us watching Einar being shipped away on a boat before we even knew who the fuck Einar was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh gosh. So I am excited for the next episode. It is going to be a big old story sit down talking. I'm gonna have fun there. It's not even gonna be a fight. As you said, Thorgil versus Olmar, not a fight.
Well, it's not a fight if it is, and it's not a fight if it isn't.
Yeah. Exactly. Either way, not a fight, not a problem. It's just gonna be a good solid 20 minutes of just philosophical talking, and I'm down for that.
Or it's an assassination attempt.
Thorfinn late game assassination. I'm not seeing it.
Well, you
I'm
don't
not
tend to see
seeing
the
it.
things you don't expect.
That is true. I entirely don't expect it because I have 24 more episodes to back me up in my thoughts about that.
No, you don't. You have 40?
Oh, yeah,
39? I don't know.
Yeah.
48, so what, 44? 44, maybe?
a lot. We got a bunch.
I mean, you got no idea what's going through his head, right?
Yeah.
He might be thinking the only way to secure peace is to stop the one who's creating the war.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly he knows who Canute is, even if he doesn't know how much Canute has changed.
Right. I have a feeling, more than likely, Thorfinn will in fact try to remind Canute about what he was thinking, saying, and doing back in season 1, where Canute was the person who was just like, I just want peaceful vibes.
I'm not saying that I think he's going to try and assassinate Canute. I'm just saying that the possibility exists that we don't fully abandon the fact that Thorfinn killed people for a living.
Yep. I guess we just gotta go ahead and see. Theta, is there anything else that you want to cover before we wrap up here?
I think that's the general sentiment.
Alright then, in that case, let's go ahead and wrap up for the day. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?